Hey friends, it's UrsulasRevenge and welcome back to Star Stable. Today we are covering the week 3 of the winter event update, chapter 3, Magical Creatures. I'm technically writing Sequoia, but I just had to bring the bear out because I love them so much and I know that they're only time limited, but please Star Stable, please let me keep them. The main feature of this update is the new magical horses and the winter pets. We will go meet them in a little bit, but first, we're gonna go talk to somebody about a Yeti. Now you could start this quest with Crumble in Winter Village, or you can head over to Ranger Joyce outside of Moorland. You say you were sent to help me? Are you an animal expert? I mean, I'm riding a bear. What do you know about Arctic foxes? Strange sightings. Here's a question for you if you're such an expert. True or false, in 2019, the female Arctic fox traveled from Norway to Canada through Greenland and the Arctic Pole in an incredible 76 days. I mean, I didn't say I'm an expert, but I think that was brought up in last year's event? It is true. She averaged 46 kilometers per day with top speeds of 155 kilometers a day. Okay, here's another question. Wait, what the? Sir, will you please pipe down? I am holding an orientation here. Well, I am holding a town hall meeting on a very important situation, so mayhaps you should pipe down. Begging your pardon, sir, but your topic can't possibly be more important than the fact that climate change is wreaking havoc on the habitat of wild animals, and certain species are being spotted in the most unlikely of places. Oh my heck, that is exactly what I'm talking about. So you've heard. Darn tootin'. 2 riders were out on the Bobcat Trail and spotted what they think was a Yeti. What? No, an Arctic fox. What a disappointment that must have been for them. Are you kidding? He's kidding, right? This guy. He's a funny guy. Haha. Meet Scott Buttergood, cryptid hunter. That's slander talk. Cryptids are imaginary creatures such as the Loch Ness Monster. I'm only interested in science, werewolves, vampires, yetis. I'm telling you what I've seen with my own 2 eyes. Like everyone else, I've done seen bears, mountain lions, and bobcats, the animal, not the riding club. And I've seen yetis. On several occasions, them shaggy white suckers are 8 feet tall and yell louder than a tractor horns. One time I saw a yeti with huge gnashing teeth. There was another fellow with me. It's just typical of these things that I didn't have a camera with me. But this other guy, I had just taken a photograph of him with his camera. Wouldn't you know, he actually went home right before the yeti walked out in the open. So he can't corroborate my story. Convenient. Another time I was taking a nighttime ride about 20 yards in front of my horse. I spied something in the tall grass looking at me with eyes burning like campfire coals. It stood up and as sure as shooting, he was 10 feet tall. I grabbed my flip phone and snapped a picture before I wrote it out there lickety split. The photo evidence, unfortunately my camera don't have the fancy pants night mode. I can't make out a thing, but I know what I know. It was probably a raccoon, you were just skittish. It weren't no varmint. Now I'm getting fired up. Settle down, Mr. Buttergood, you aren't convincing anyone. Let's get back to the matter of the Arctic foxes. One more question to make you sure you are qualified to help in the research. No eye rolling, please. How do you think the Arctic foxes managed to walk around the ice without hurting their paws? I know that this was in last year's quest too, but I don't remember, and I think it's this one. No, it's not. It was fur. The answer was fur. Arctic foxes are the only canids whose paws are completely covered in fur. Talk about amazing adaptation, huh? Alrighty then, I'm about ready to move on to the next phase of documenting sightings. The Arctic fox sightings, just to be perfectly clear. As I was trying to pontificate when Scott rudely interrupted, global warming is affecting many creatures. The Arctic foxes, for example, really shouldn't be all the way in Moorland. However, riders on the Bobcat Trail reported seeing some of the little fellas. Of course, they could be mistaken. I'd like you to go check it out and see if you can get some photographic evidence for me. But I need to be a little bit more confident in your knowledge of these animals. There are 2 color morphs of the Arctic foxes. Please name them. White and brown. White and blue. Aw, dang it. Why are there blue foxes? White foxes change to a brownish color during the summer. We haven't observed that camouflage adaptation of Norvik foxes. They will run away if you get too close. Use the zoom lens. Are you coming with me? Heck no, those things are terrifying with their razor-sharp teeth and dark eyes. That's why I'm delegating the task to you. Oh, how... Is this a new island? Okay, there's an iceberg now outside of Moorland that I'm not convinced was there previously. Oh, it wasn't. There's a new path. Alright, so we're running over to this iceberg and we're gonna go take some pictures of the foxes. What am I supposed to do with this camera? I need photos. Fox photos. Arctic fox photos. Oh, I get it. You're saying you did get photos. The problem here is that I can't submit the camera as evidence now, can I? I need you to print the photos. What do you mean you don't have a printer? Tell you what, take the camera to Jenna. She's at the paddock. She will print the photos for us. Are you here to train? No? You need some photos printed for Ranger Joyce? Of course I'll help you with the environmental study she's conducting. I don't know where her printer is, but we're waiting. Oh. Mysterious! I didn't see the Yeti. What you got there? A photo from a broken printer, I think. A photo of a Yeti? It looks like an Arctic fox to me. Oh, a Yeti. Holy cow, Arya. This is the best day of my life. We have a Yeti on the track. Go show this irrefutable evidence to Ranger Joyce. I'll gather the equipment for the tracking expedition. Let me see the photos. What do you mean I won't believe my eyes? This confirms my worst fears. Scott was right all along? What are you talking about? Look, this photo confirms that Arctic foxes have strayed from its natural habitat. This is terrible. What do you mean, look at the Yeti? Okay, clearly I didn't quiz you thoroughly enough. Arctic foxes are also known as snow foxes, polar foxes, or white foxes, not Yetis. What do you mean you aren't joking? You sound like Scott Buttergood. Oh, you already showed him and he believes you? Let me look at that again. No, this is a fake. You've manipulated the image. You must have caught the Buttergood fever. Great, now I need to find someone else to take photos for my report. Run along now, go hang out with Scott. I really don't want to. He's kind of the worst. By golly, I knew you was a true believer. How could you not be? You have been in the presence of the mighty beast, even if you were not disciplined enough in the detective arts to notice him until you printed the photo. Sheesh. Where's your park ranger pal? She didn't believe you? I ain't surprised. Not everybody has the ability to accept in awe and wonder of the world. People think I'm gullible. I'm just poetic, see? You can help me unpack my tracking gear and build a trap. Look for my seismograph. I learned how to build it from a science channel on YouTube. This will let us know when the earth starts quaking, which happens when a Yeti is stomping around. Yeah, you're right. We'll probably notice it anyway, but hey, it's a cool piece of equipment. We'll also need the stinkometer. By all accounts, the Yeti smells worse than the skunk and garbage pit, so when it starts pinging, we'll know he's close. Yeah, I guess you probably would smell him too. But what if we get stuffed up noses? This will come in handy. We can't forget the voice recorder. This is a good one. I've captured a few voices on here. Usually they're saying stuff like, get out, or go away, or do you mind? But maybe I'll actually record a ghost voice someday. Oh my goodness, there's stuff everywhere. Oh my god, sir! Can't you just, like, keep your stuff organized? What the heck? You see how many circles? Why do you have this much stuff? And why is it everywhere? We've gathered materials, now we have to build a trap. Alright, that's a box. Okay. Trap looks strong. I'll put some granola in there as bait. The only thing we need to do now is wait. Wait? I think that is all we can do for this quest today. It seems like it's going to continue tomorrow. It also looks like that the quest will continue next week as well. Let's head on over to Winter Village for the rest of this update. So as I mentioned earlier, the main part of this update today is the magical creatures. There are 2 new magical horses that you can add to your stable. The first one is the Sylvan Unicorn. This is their magical form and their non-magical form. The changes are subtle. I mean, the unicorn horn and the little goatee are a little obvious. It also has a little bit of a shimmery effect that is different. Legends passed down through the ages and across cultures around the world recount the Sylvan Unicorn as an ethereal and mystical creature tied to love, light, and innocence. It once roamed freely, but as civilization grew, mankind's selfishness and suspicion left it with few safe places, and so it kept itself hidden. Ancient accounts describe it as hauntingly beautiful with silky white mane and tail and coat. In its true form, its magical horn and elegant beard are visible, but this shy unicorn typically conceals itself as a gray horse. This winter, after centuries, the Sylvan Unicorn has emerged from its refuge. Guided to Jorvik by the powerful warmth and camaraderie, it seeks someone with whom to share the special bond between horse and human that Aideen so cherished. Will you be the one? According to the news, this horse is based off of the Pasifino. The other magical horse, I'm gonna mess this up, is called Kautush or Kautur. It translates to merry in Icelandic. This is their magical form and their non-magical form. So their magical form adds like a nice dusting of snow and frost. And it's also the horse that has been pulling the sleigh to get you into Winter Village. The lovable Kautush is often mistaken for a typical Icelandic horse, but there are more to this little fellow than meets the eye. Hundreds of years ago, he belonged to a man who, after giving away all of his wealth, traveled the countryside with them, helping the sick and poor and bringing joy to children, especially during the dark winter months. To this day, winter remains their favorite season. He lives for the excitement and the chilly air. Rolls in the snow and nights beneath the open winter sky keep this ancient fluffy guy young. Snacking on peppermints and cookies keep him happy. While you can take the horse out of the snow, you'll never get the snow out of this horse. No matter the season, Kautur's magic hides in an adorably frosty coat and whiskers. You can find these 2 by the other horses available in the Winter Village. There are also 2 new winter pets in the Winter Village pet shop nearby. There's Saria, the mystical snowy white owl, and Leica, a snow-frosted playful bunny. There's also a new clothing set in the Crisp Collections boutique. It's called the Hot Chocolate and Marshmallow set. It seems like a recolor of the Cozy Sage set that you get for winter tokens. I believe this set is also available in a Starcoin bundle too. Finally, there is one more thing this update, and I think it's the last of the winter races from last year. If you hug the frozen lake going west of Winter Village, you'll eventually find it on the map. Hey there, we're hosting a very special race this season. It takes you on a beautiful journey through the woods and over the frozen lake. But watch out for penguins, they live nearby and could cross the track at any moment. I think that this race actually changed a little bit from last year. I remember that there was a section where you kind of go through the woods and there was something that you were supposed to jump over, but you could technically run through it. And there were a couple of other things that whenever you try to jump over it, you just don't jump. So you wind up getting tripped on it instead. I know that that was an issue that I had last year, and it did happen on one of the logs this year. I don't know if that was just me or if that's just something that happens, but I know that this race was a little goofy for me last year, and it seems like it was changed this year, but some things are still the same. Lastly, let's check out what gifts are under the Yule tree for us for this past week. 15, we have 200 Jorvik shillings. 16, the fashionista in the snow pink coat, which is very bright pink. 17 is the snowman winter hat, which is a beanie, blue and pink with a snowman on it. We have the teddy pullover, which is it's like the tan teddy jacket, but with green instead. 20, we got food, 3 apples, 3 carrots, 3 oranges. Day 20 is the winter token. And day 21 is fashionista in the snow purple coat. Same stats, different color. That is it for this week's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to see some more updates for next week. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!